G'day everyone, Aussie Dave here. Welcome to Off the Grid Adventures. This video is a bit of a short video on what I do up here, just chores and stuff like that, and sort of usual chores for the off-gridder. Now, at the moment I'm just unloading potatoes off the car. I had a bit of a story to tell. Driving up here today, I pulled over the side of the road for a bit of a rest, and I got out of the car, and here's this big pile of potatoes, and it looked like a truck had pulled up for a rest as well, and they'd left the tailgate open and they drove off. And there were potatoes all over the road, and they were only been laying there for probably a couple of hours, and I thought they'd be alright for the piggies. They're good enough to eat. I grabbed about a wheelbarrow full, and I've still got more in the back of the ute. And what I'll do is I'll boil some up for the pigs and throw in some other bits and pieces with it and see how they go with that. I didn't know if they'd like it or not, so I would have grabbed some more, but as I said, the ute was chock-a-block full of stuff as it was, so I was really overloaded, but it was a good score for free. At the moment, potatoes are really dear in Australia. They're about $6 a kilo, and I got about, like, I reckon probably 50 kilos, so I'm pretty happy. They're heavy. They're those galvanised T-posts. I think you call them in the US. We call them star pickets or star posts here. They're going in the boundary I'm working on up the back here. So yeah, just another job I'll be doing over the next week. Next job, I've got to put 4 wheels on this Haflinger. I got a puncture the last time I was up here, and these tyres are old 13-inch rally tyres on Fiat rims. And I had these tyres here when I bought my other Haflinger. They're actually the old original Terra tyres that came out with the Haflingers as an optional extra in Australia years ago. So these tyres are probably, I'd say they're nearly 40 years old, and I don't know how they'll go. They've got no cracks in them now, but they may have after I use them, so I'll have to see how they go. But they've got plenty of tread on them, so they should be good for the tracks up the back of the property. So I'll just bung these on now, and we'll move this Haflinger out. So yeah, they're the old rally wheels. That one's alright still, but keep it for a spare. Okay, got to make sure I put the right ones on, because these are directional, these wheels. And yep, bloody stick jammed in there. Hang on, get rid of that. Come here, bugger. Bloody stick. Okay, I've got another job to do now. Last trip I was up here, I got a puncture in the trail bike, and I'd had a puncture in it about a month before that, and I went and bought a heavy duty tube, and but you wouldn't believe it, I put the tube in wrong, and you got these little grub screws on the valve, and I thought you'd have like a locking nut, one on the outside and then a locking nut, but what I'd done is I fucked up. I should have had one nut either side of the rim, and what had happened is it tore the stem off the $40 tube, so I had to put another tube in it. So I've got the wheels here ready to go, and luckily with this bike it goes on pretty easy. It's a drum brake, a little bit more tricky than a disc one, but goes on easy enough. Just one nut through and adjust the brake, and you're good to go. Some people have asked me, don't you get bored? Fuck it, I just dropped the grease gun. don't you get bored being up in the property on your own? And I'm like, no, there's always things to do, you know, like I'm flat out the whole time. And I always plan to do a lot of work when I come up here, and often I don't get to do it all. It's like you're always a bit optimistic when you're thinking about stuff, but well, I find I am anyway. Okay, now this is a bit of a tricky one, this bastard. Caught me out before. Okay, a bit of a juggling act. Get the drum and the wheel. And not get the spindle. That's it. I didn't do that first time. Come on. Don't feel me now. Okay. Now. Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Put that bastard in. Right way. There's only one way it can go, but like that. And that's that one. And where to put that fucking nut? Oh, there it is. And she can go on there. Of course, you've got to hold it for something. Set of fencing pliers, not ideal, but okay. Okay, that's the bike and the Halfling are done. I'll just go and take those tyres over, put them in the old shed, and we'll go up to the cabin now, and I've got some post stays to put in. I've got to mow the lawn and a couple of other little jobs. Oh yeah, there's a bird feeder I want to set up too. Alright, back in a minute guys. Now I'm just putting in a bird feeder. This was at our house back in Sydney, and I made it for my daughter a few years ago, but like it wasn't getting used much, so I thought we can put it up here and it'll attract the bird life a bit. Don't want it in a spot where it'll affect my varmint shooting. So what I'll do is I'll jam some rocks in around it. Wasn't that hard to dig out because I'd actually blasted there before. So, how does that look? Yeah, not too bad. I scored that lawnmower off a neighbour, so went down to give him some bullets and he gave me a lawnmower. So Works very well. Starts first go, so can't complain. On to the next job. These flies are bad. Okay, about here. Let's go. Going to be some water. But I won't waste too much. One in there, like that. And like that. Beautiful, done. Waste about a cup full of water. Not real happy with this nipple feeder. What's going on is the pigs are scared of the fence because of the electric wire there, so they won't come close to touch the nipple. So what I want to do is I'll move this thing through the fence a bit further, and at least I'll use it then, you know. That's that sorted out. Fucking flies, just swallowed one. Yuck. Alright, so yeah, I might put something over this to cover it up, because wild pig comes along and starts rooting around here, knocks the hoses off, and they got no water. Alright, so sort that out. Got some feed for the piggies here. This is some fermented grain. It bloody stinks to high heaven. Cooked up some more of those potatoes there, and they're quite hungry because I didn't feed them yesterday, and yeah, feeders are getting low, so I'll smash this in a minute. Anyway, forward for you. Forward for the piggies. Go with that. Oh well, they're having a good time. This will sort them out for the day. Alright guys, that was just a short video on some of the jobs I do up here. I've always got a lot on to do. I never end up doing everything I plan to do, you know. But yeah, it's like you never get bored up here. You're flat out the whole time, but it's all good fun, you know. You're doing stuff for your land, and yeah, it's a good lifestyle. So, all right, so bye for now. More videos coming soon.